Hello and welcome to my house in Cyprus. You are most welcome. That was a bit of a funny start because when you have to press go live, you don't just naturally go live. When I pressed that, a big red thing came up and it said you can't go live. Traffic is very heavy. I wasn't in a car. Traffic is very heavy. Wait 20 to 30 seconds and try again. And what that means to me is jab, 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 jab. I need to go live. So if you saw a little delay at the beginning, that's what the reason was. I'm always ready, pretty much. Okay, let's see what's on today's live, and then we're going to take a look at the chat. I've redefined my system. I've been doing it for a few lives now. It seems to be working even better. So coming up on today's live, we've got a garden update. We have spin the wheel. We will have, of course, a fun game. Q&A. Let's do some Q&A. And I'm also going to be keeping some of your questions and comments from my videos and be making a video out of those. So be aware, you might actually get a shout out on one of my videos and not know it. So I'm keeping some comments. So if you don't get an answer, it's possibly going to be used in a video as a topic of conversation or just to answer a question. So be aware of that when that comes up. Craft update, of course. Puzzle piece, we have puzzle of the day. What am I reading? Quote corner, and lots of chat from you great people. So let's go over and look first of all at the comments, see who's in the house. That makes me smile to see there's numbers up there to say there's comments. That really makes me smile. We have our great friends, Steve and Tina Jewell here. Hello to you. We have Goddess Ganja Nana, your mama. And there's something exciting coming up for you in the future on this channel. So keep your eyes and ears peeled. We have a shout out there for Goddess's channel. So go and take a look there. And let's do, what's it called? A special hello to all you people in the chat. And to those of you watching back later. So hello to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Steve and Tina say thank you. Do go and check out everyone's channels. So let's start straight away today with... I've got to scroll because I'm not even on the right page. Yes. So a lot of you enjoyed my what am I drinking, what's my drink that I started off on my community post page, and then it evolved onto the live for the reveal of the answer. I did go back and let everyone know who commented. So if you ever see any of these sort of things come up, the answer won't be there. It gives time for people to find it and have a guess. But I do go back if you leave a comment and put the answer. So do play along. So I thought today I would do what am I eating? So I have a snack here, and can you guess what it is? So I'll show it as it comes first of all. What am I eating? So I will get one out so you can see it better. Ooh. Oh, that's a good shot. Oh, weird shape. It's got things on it. What am I eating? Mmm. 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 So, can you guess? While we're doing that, you could see this. I see we have Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla on today, and you've been getting a shout out on literally every live recently. Whenever I do the spin the wheel section, I let everyone know of your channel that you chose the name for the hamster, and we do have that today. So hello to you. And Steve's doing a fantastic job there of doing links to people as they come in the channel. So thank you very much for that from me and the channels too. What should we start with today? Let's start with something simple. Let's start with this. So the only update I have to give you, I'm going to start again with my garden. I'm going to start again. We won't talk about it. It's positive talk today. So the garden talk is birds. I have found so many sweet little birds in my garden. We had one, I'm trying to look up what it is. And when I look up something, it's not quite right. It's completely black, a tiny, tiny black bird. Tiny, like a tip size, really small. And just his head is white, but he's so black. Now, I know there's a wheater. It's not that. His white head isn't like a wheater's white head. It's fluffy and white and more like a cat than like part of his head is white. So I'm still not 100% sure what he is. And he was sitting on my fence, like we've got a wire fence, the bit you sometimes see the goats go by next door. And he was sitting in there, and then he suddenly pops across and sits on top. This is in my hugelkultur area, and sits on top some eggplants or aubergine plants I've got growing. And he was so light, it didn't even move. They're not strong plants. And he was just sitting on there. And then last night we were in the swimming pool, where I do a lot of my bird watching, because just down the swimming pool we have a like concrete trough for cats and wildlife. The hedgehogs go there to drink. And while we were in there, I'm just looking over the top of it, and this yellow bird came down, looking canary yellow. He's not canary, a canary yellow, but he looks just like a sparrow. Now, this is a bit like my wildflowers. I look them all up, I learn them all. Now I totally forget what they all are. So I need to do some revision on my bird. So he's canary yellow. He's not canary, but looks exactly like a sparrow, but he is yellow mostly on like his chest, or his chest, but he's got yellowish tinge to all of him. So I've got to look up my birds and do some do so. And then you will recall maybe that a long time ago, one of my workaways made netting for me how I wanted it done in the lower olive grove using some old, well, it had been used for many things. It used to be its first life, someone had used it as a pool safety fence. Then it was used for down the stables. They used it for their puppies just to keep them under control until they could watch them while they were dealing with horses. So it was there. And then he said, did I want it? And I said, yes, but I had to take it all apart. And I took it apart, brought it here, and I got one of the workaways to make me a fence round one of my raised beds in the lower olive grove. That's not the white netting you see in the high Hoogle area. It's not that, it's the black fencing. It looks like actual fencing. And I made that to be butterfly proof. I'm still going to get chameleons in and geckos and bugs in. I want good bugs in anyway. It's mostly for my brassicas, my broccoli and things like that. But it was to stop butterflies flying in and having caterpillars. That's one of the things I detest the most, because tiny eggs, I've got so much crops that you can't pick up every single leaf because they lay underneath the leaves. So I wanted netting on any brassicas. So I made this netting, and there was a butterfly in it twice. And now I keep finding a bird in there every morning. It can get out because it gets in. And what I do is lift another bit of netting up for it to fly out. It gets scared and flies out the way it came in, which is down to the ground and up and out. So he's obviously coming in and out that way quite a lot. It's not netting that he will catch in, that dangerous netting. So yeah, bird week here on our place. Okay, let's see, where was I up to? Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla say, that's very kind of you, Dawn and Steve or Tina. Thank you. You will never know how much it means to us. We truly appreciate you. I'm just trying to think, was it today or yesterday I watched one of your videos? I always like to say a video I've watched. Oh, what was it? I've commented on it and I can't remember. But anyway, guys, go and check them out. They did a great video. I did. What was it? Perhaps you could tell me what I've just commented on. We have the naked snow in the house. Hello. Thank you to you. Thank you for joining me. And here's a special hello just for you. So hello to you. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you stopping by and coming to see us. And we're doing a little fun puzzle today. What am I eating? There's the bag. Anyone guess? No one's guessed yet that I've seen. I haven't gone through the chat yet. What am I eating? What is it? Very tasty. Oh, anyone guess? They're not crisp or chips. They're not that sort of snack. They're not a snack like crisp or chips. Depends where you're from as to what you're going to say. They're not that. Nothing from that. Where are we? I keep losing where I am. Naked Snail, hello to you. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla, good morning. Is a naked snail a slug? Yes. Yes, what is a slug? It's a naked snail. Absolutely. And got a nice link done there from Steve and Tina Jewell. According to Miss Lisa Ladybird, yes, I've always done that joke. That's quite funny. Thank you for sharing my link. Lovely. Stay away from salt snail. You're originally from Greece, now in Canada. Yes, Greece isn't too far away from us. Not too far from us. Some people do think Cyprus is a Greek island. It's not. It's an independent country. We do speak Greek here, but we also speak Cypriot. Cypriot is our language. Greek is our second language because there's a lot of similarities. Looks like fried fish bites. Oh, it's not fish. No, it's not fish. Vancouver Island is Steve saying. Yeah, what is it? It's not fish. It's no type of fish. No type of fish. Oh, thanks. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla saying you commented on Monday's vlog, processing the juniper, Virginia or Eastern red cedar. There we go. There we go. As I was saying before, if I've got a bit of time just before a live, I'll try to go on someone who's got a quick video to watch. And can I remind you all, I cannot comment on shorts. That little bit where you'd comment isn't there on mine. I need to scroll up just like a tiny bit. And if I do that, it jumps up to the next short. I don't know what's happened, but there we go. The Naked Snail said, I spent about a year near Campbell River on Vancouver Island. Very beautiful, but in Ontario now. Ontario now. Yes. So what was I watching just before this live? I was watching Steve, because I'm looking at Steve's question mark. I was watching John and Sarah, which is Two Doves, Bees and Gardens. So do go and check those out. They're big supporters of this channel. And they've just been to a homestead, what would you call it? A homestead fair. A homestead fair. And they travelled over 600 miles to get to it. And they were talking about that today. So do go and check that out. Goddess Ganjanana says, I'm a Turkish Cypriot. Okay, let's go on to, what should we do? Let's go on to this, which I've been working very hard on. Can you guess what we're going to do? If only I could find it. Aha. I said to Mike, I need to really get on with this cross stitch because I need you to see more of it so you can carry on guessing what you think it might be. And yeah, now I'm looking at a distance. I can see I've got a lot further down with it. I was infilling any areas where there were empty squares. And I've got a new format for sorting out my threads, which I think I showed you. So you can continue guessing what you think the picture is. I think it's getting fairly easy now. And as you can see, after the red bit downwards in the centre, I've been going further and further down there. And as I said before, I can't see I'm making the patterns until I sort of step away from it. So all that zigzag and all the prettiness there, I don't sort of do it and think, oh, look, I'm doing a bit more of that. It's just squares, squares before my eyes. It's just squares. But when I step away, yeah, I'm looking now. I'm like, well, yeah, I have gone a long way down. So filling in, done a lot more. I want to continue going down, get all this section finished before I do anything else. So that's what I'm aiming on trying to do. I don't know if you can see, but there's still a lot of empty squares further up. But what I do is then put a marker all the way along like a ruler. And then I see where the first empty squares are horizontally. I get that colour, do that, continue with that colour as far down as I can. And then go back, use the ruler again, find the next furthest up square that's not done, and do some work with that colour. So that's why you can see the blue is quite a lot done. So that's coming on rather nicely, I think. I actually went on Reddit, people asking, what do you do with them? What do you do with them when you've finished? I don't hang things on walls. I've talked about before how I barely have any walls you can hang things on. I barely have any walls like that. And I don't like to have pictures out because I have to clean things, and I'm not very good anymore of picking things up and not dropping them. So I don't want to move ornaments and things around. So in the past, I've made bags. I like to make useful things. I might be making maybe some cushions with some of them. But if you've got ideas for useful things I can make out of them. I did think at one point make loads of them up and maybe make like a bed throw or something like that, just to cover one, not to use as a cover, but just to put over the bed when the bed's made, that kind of thing. Maybe that. But if you've got any ideas for useful things I can make them into, I'm going to have all different sizes and shapes, then let me know. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla are getting an Indian elephant. An Indian elephant. Indian elephant. That's a very good guess. As I say, every time someone guesses, I will make a mental note of it. And when I think you can see what it is, I will tell you who got it first or who else got the answer. So let's go back. I don't know where I was up to. I think I was here. Stephen Tina saying we're in the Campbell River. Not literally. Not literally, Steve, are you? Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla. Guessing what I'm eating. Freeze-dried cheese. That's an excellent guess, but not correct. It's a bit squishy, slightly squishy. I can't squeeze it completely, but it's slightly squishy. Slightly squishy. Where are we? I'm lost. What time is it there right now, Dawn? Says Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla. Right now it is 5:55 p.m. So I'm quite a bit ahead of you. I'm on the same day as you, but ahead in time. Steve and Tina Jewel. Steve says, Mike, Dawn's husband, and I worked in the same store 50 years ago. I think that's awesome. I really do. I think that's awesome. Bear in mind also that Steve's in Canada and I'm in Cyprus. Not that like we're both still in England or one of us is still in England, and that we've met up via YouTube. It's really cool. Really cool. Have I missed any chat? Very nice, says Stephen Tina. Naked Snail says, my grandmother grew up in Turkey and spoke Turkish better than Greek. I know some Turkish words, phrases. Steve's saying his favourite food place. The Naked Snail says, we were there almost 30 years ago. My husband helped build the Inner Island Highway. I didn't like the rain all the time. Ooh. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla's guessing again. Mushroom. Mushroom. You got great guesses, but no, not mushroom. Shall I give you a clue? Shall I tell you it's fruit coated in something? It's fruit coated in something. So I want the fruit and what it's coated in. Steve saying still a lot of rain here now, a heat wave this week. Gypsy saying, Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla says 3 a.m. for me tomorrow. We have a fun premiere. You can see now why I don't go on people's lives and premieres very often. 3 a.m. Not happening. Do you want to put that, Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla, in your times? Put the American times up so that anyone listening or watching later will know when it is. So you're all welcome to do that. Promote your channels, promote your videos. I'm here to be community. I'm not one of these channels that doesn't let you do it. I only ask you not to promote other people's channels that aren't in chat or come on our chat, because obviously I'm not here for that. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla are guessing again. Melon coated in ginger. The melon part is not correct. The ginger part is not correct. You're getting close now. Look, I'll show you closer. Ooh, closer. Ooh. See, they're all different shapes. Right, the fun premiere from Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla is 8 p.m. EST, 7:10:24. For me, that's 10:7:24, Zoo Gorilla style. Oh, it sounds fun. It sounds fun. Yes, Americans put their dates the opposite way to Europe. Just be aware of that. So it's the 10th of July, 8 p.m. EST, Zoo Gorilla style. Sounds fun. If you can't make it, like I can't, then be sure to watch it back later. Oh, Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla is determined to get this right. Apple with cinnamon sugar. Correct. Yay. It's apple with cinnamon sugar. Well done. Apple with cinnamon sugar. And they are tasty. They are really tasty. Well done to you for getting that right. I think you deserve an applause. So well done to you. Congratulations. You got there. You got there. Well, says Steve. Yummy, says Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla. Nice, says the Naked Snail. Very nice. Okay, let's move along and do this. And he's running around. He's stopping today on Stop Forest. Stopping on number 7. So I'll get him down so you can see. If you don't know, he runs in my light ring. The numbers are in my light ring and he runs inside there. Have you all met Forest? As I say, named by Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla channel. I thought it was a brilliant name for him, as in Run Forest Run. So there he is. He's a little shy. There's Forest. So we'll put him to bed. It's quite late for him now. And number 7 that he stopped on my countdown, the pictures on number 7 on my countdown is frugal salvage and recycling. So we need to talk something about that today. And I'm going to talk about my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, whereas I'm doing a whole series of videos of reorganize, declutter, recycle, make, do, amend, and all those types of things. Having what you want without spending a penny. and they are going to have their own playlist. I have done many of these types of videos before on both this channel and my other channel, but I thought I want to collate them and do a whole series focusing only on those for the time being. So they will have a playlist. I'm going to have to try and find all the other ones and put them into the playlist as well. So look out for that, and I hope you'll enjoy it. If you're not subscribed there, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, do pop over there. And I like to call that the channel with something for everyone. So do look at the playlist, because there's too many segments of that to tell you what the channel's about. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla say your forest is a legend. You, my friends, are legends too. Steve and Tina. Steve says he likes saving money. Yes, so he can buy more chocolates. Okay, let's go on to this. So what am I reading? Well, I'm still on the same book because I was more trying to get the cross stitch a bit progressed. So I either read or do cross stitch. And this is a book I've been showing you recently. And I did say I downgraded it so far in out of 10 because they keep making references to previous books in the series and they don't explain anything. They just said, oh, what would Don have said about that in the past? And then they don't mention him or what they mean. So I have said authors need to put, it's a standalone book, but there's a lot of reference to other people and other situations, but they don't explain them or go further with it. So I've said, can authors put book 1 of the series, or this is the 3rd book if you want to follow in the right order, something like that, just on the cover or something like that, because I would prefer to read books in the right order. I'm quite into it. I've read the bottom half is how much I've read. It's not a book, oh, I need to see what's happening, or I don't want to put it down, but it is a good story. It's a good book. It's got better as I've gone through it as well. So it's still sticking at 8 out of 10. And I'm hoping there, as always, is a surprise ending. They are the books I prefer the best. So 8 out of 10 so far. And that's what I'm currently reading. Okay, let's move on and let's do this. Okay, one of the games we've been playing recently is true or false. All you have to do is tell me if what I'm saying is true or if it's false. The first statement is, funny enough, cinnamon comes from when bark is removed from a tree. Is that where cinnamon comes from? Cinnamon comes from when bark is removed from a tree. Is that true or is that false? I've got to write when I've done one, mark it off, because if I don't play a game for a while, I forget what we've done. So is that true or is that false? Cinnamon comes from when bark is removed from a tree. Steve and Tina Jewel say true. I must admit, I had no idea. I had no idea at all. And I thought, where does cinnamon come from? Any more guesses? Cinnamon comes from when bark is removed from a tree. If you're watching this back later, you can, of course, still play, because you can shout out your answer and then see if you're right before I get to the answer. The answer is true. True, says Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla. It is indeed true. Cinnamon comes from when the bark is removed from a tree. How many of you knew that? Let me know in the comments. Okay, this is a fun one. True or false? There are 337 costumes used in Disney's Aladdin musical. Is that true or is that false? 337 costumes used in Disney's Aladdin musical. I have to keep my eye on the chat now, because if I just see lots of trues and false, I have to remember who's answered what question. 337 costumes used in Disney's Aladdin musical. Steve says false. Would you say, Steve, more or less? Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla saying, I would guess more, so false. Personally, I would have guessed more, being that I was in lots of musicals. I would think that was a really huge cast with all the big dance scenes in the market and things like that. Sounds like a trick question. It's not a trick question. The answer is true. And I'm surprised, because I thought there would have been far more than that. I'm sure that must be a big cast. And they're not just wearing one thing, are they? Steve says he would have thought less. I would have thought more. 9 productions I've been in, there's hundreds of costumes. Unless they are, a lot of the time, all the villagers are just using the same costume all the time. There is that. Okay, so the answer was true. True. Okay, another theatre question. True or false? The Palace Theatre in London has the strange tradition of leaving 2 seats bolted open for the theatre ghosts to enjoy the show. Is that true or is that false? You know, the bottoms of the seat that you push down, like in the cinema or theatre, they are actually bolted down so they can't be flipped up. So the Palace Theatre in London has strange tradition of leaving 2 seats bolted open for the theatre ghosts to enjoy the show. Is that true or is that false? Steve says true. I'm guessing it's Steve. Steve and Tina. And Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla say true. It is indeed. I'm pretty sure Steve would know that, because most London people know of that kind of thing. Oh, he's saying sounds nutty enough. It is quite a thing about any ghost things and traditions in theatre and so on and so forth. Okay, the next one. The Olympic gold medalist in swimming, Michael Phelps, swam faster than a great white shark in 2017. Is that true or is that false? You've got to wonder where Don gets these questions from. The Olympic gold medalist in swimming, Michael Phelps, swam faster than a great white shark in 2017. This was where everyone's on their keyboard trying to find out how fast Michael Phelps swam and how fast the shark swims. The Olympic gold medalist in swimming, Michael Phelps, swam faster than a great white shark in 2017. Was he in the sea? No. Oh, are you saying if Michael Phelps was in the sea, he'd swim fast so the shark didn't catch him and eat him? Oh, dear. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla is false, and Steve and Tina say true. The answer is false. And if you want the stats of that, he swam 6 miles per hour, which, if you're not into old school amounts, that's 10 kilometers an hour. Whereas the shark can swim 25 miles per hour, which is 40 kilometers per hour. So that's a huge difference. 6 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour, or 10 kilometers per hour for the man and 40 kilometers per hour for the shark. So a big difference there. Let's do a couple more. Oh, let's do to the end of my page. I've written them all down. I have to mark off what ones you've done. The ostrich holds the record land speed of any bird, up to 43 miles per hour, which is 70 kilometers per hour. Is that true or is that false? The ostrich holds the record land speed of any bird up to about 43 miles per hour, which is 70 kilometers per hour. Is that true or is that false? Steve and Tina are getting true. The ostrich holds the record land speed of any bird up to about 43 miles per hour, which is 70 kilometers per hour. Is that true or is that false? Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla say true, or is it the Roadrunner? Ooh. Ooh. The answer is true. You're both correct. I don't know about the Roadrunner. If any of you can do a quick Google, that would be very interesting. Or is it just the cartoon makes the Roadrunner look like he's really fast? Amy, how fast does a Roadrunner go? That's a good question there. Someone's going to have to Google it for me. Okay. Steve says short distance could be a smaller bird. Righty-ho. Righty-ho. I was saying to Mike, I watched something years ago. I've tried to Google it and it comes up, but not what I'm looking for. It was a program and I'm sure it was narrated by David Attenborough. And it was really cleverly done. I thought it was called Animal Olympics. And when I look it up, it's not the right thing that I'm looking for. And I think it was in 3 parts. And it was as if all animals were taking part in the Olympics. And you learnt a lot why it was happening, but it was really fun. And they'd do, for example, these animals are good at jumping high. And they give you their stats as to how high they can jump for their size. And then they take part in, say, the high jump. And you have to guess which animal is going to do best at the high jump with all their stats. And they calculate before they give the awards the size of the animal, obviously, because if you've got a tiny little bug jumping, he's not going to jump as high as a big animal, only jumping a little bit. So they take that into consideration, and then you have to say which one. And I said to him, I remember there was something like there would be the grasshopper, and that should jump the highest overall, taking its size into consideration. So I guess the grasshopper. And then they actually filmed them. It's very well done. That's why I want to see it again, because I can't remember a lot about it. And they show them all competing. So they film each animal jumping, and they've obviously done a bit of AI. So you can see them attempting the high jump. And the grasshopper jumps the highest, but he just goes the wrong direction. And then he says, yes, although the grasshopper is I think he's the highest jumping thing. I might be wrong, but he can jump high. He's got no direction when he jumps. So he might be good at jumping, but he's no good at the high jump. So I would love to find that again. As I say, it was on the BBC, I would think. And I think it was 3 parts. But when I Google Animal Olympics, I get other things come up. So if anyone can find that for me, I would love to see that. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla has been on their keyboard. Roadrunners run up to 26 miles per hour top speed. And what did we say for the ostrich? 43 miles per hour. Yeah, so they're not fast at all. So it was just a cartoon then, just a cartoon. So Wile E. Coyote, he was lucky. He only had to contend with the Roadrunner then and not an ostrich. Interesting. Thanks for looking that up for me. It was interesting to know. Okay. True or false? The Odd Future is a brand of clothing that is selling a cap that looks like a laundry basket. Have any of you heard of Odd Future? A brand of clothing? It's not here. Is it American? Anyway, the Odd Future brand of clothing is selling a cap that looks like a laundry basket. Is that true or is that false? Well, I would just say false because I don't even know what the company is. I've never heard of it. Steve says true. Do you know of the company, Steve? Has he got some inside information there? The Odd Future. Does anyone know that brand? The Odd Future. Maybe that's what they do then. They make clothes that look like something else. No, Steve's guessing. He doesn't know. He doesn't know the brand. See if Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla know of the brand. Anyone else watching that wants to play along? Does anyone know the brand of clothing called Odd Future? Never heard of it. Just give a minute in case Gypsy's doing it. Odd Future. No, he doesn't know it. He's doing emojis. I'll put it up for those of you watching later if you don't have the what's it called? Text chat. That's it. Chat. Chat. I was telling Mike I found some old nails on the floor. I meant pins. I meant pins. So, yeah, Steve's not heard of it. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla's not heard of it. I've never heard of it. So that's 3 countries out. Steve and Tina Jules saying the IDF soldiers look like they have a laundry hat on. Okay. Okay. The answer is false. False. Maybe that's not even a brand company. Maybe it's just made up. Who knows? Anyone who knows watching later, let us know. Okay, let's do one more of these. True or false? Disposable rubber gloves were invented by George Washington in 1781. Is that true or is that false? Disposable rubber gloves were invented by George Washington in 1781. True or false? Steve saying false. Steve saying false. He does not believe it for a moment. Washington. Disposable rubber gloves were invented by George Washington in 1781. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla saying true, he had OCD. The answer is in fact false. Rubber gloves, disposable rubber gloves, were invented after World War II. Ooh, after World War II. Okay, let's move along. And let's go on to this. Okay, let's do a question. If you could take one item back to the past of any time, what item would you take back into the past? Ooh. Oh, I know what I'd say. I know what I'd say. Wow, says Steve and Tina. I know what I'd say. I would say, this is a bit naughty, I would say all results of everything, football matches and racing and everything, and I would take it back just a short way back in the past. Oh, Steve's getting violent there. Oh, Steve's got a bit violent. Oh dear. Yes, I would take back all like results of football match, and because I'm not being smart, I would give that money to people who needs it. Yes, not for my own gain, of course, not for my own gain. But you get barred, don't you, from lots of places and different matches and that if you keep winning, which I think is quite unfair, really. Because I'd want the result, because right now a lot of sports are throwing matches and whatever because they're being paid more by gambling associations or gamblers to throw matches and do obscure things. So if I had the actual result, everyone would take my bet because I'd be like, no way would that happen. No way would that person miss the best goal and all that. I'd bet on those obscure things. Yeah, Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla, the biggest lottery winnings for sure. And what would you do with that money? What would you do with it? What would you do with that money? Yeah, I think that was an easy one. Is there anything anyone else would take back with them? Yes. Okay. Steve said that would beat Highwayman with a machine gun. I see where you were going with that. You was having the biggest, best weapon of the time. I see that now. I thought you were just going to annihilate the past. That's what I thought you were doing. Oh dear, that's funny. Okay. What would animals or your pets say if they could talk? Well, if you've got pets, you've both got pets that are in the chat talking, so you both got dogs. So tell me what your dogs would say. What would Oscar say? What would Duke say? Tell me what your pets would say if they could talk. I've just filmed one of my cats. I've got 4 cats. One of my cats, Fossil, eating. And I'm not joking when I do this imitation of her. She eats, and the whole time she's eating, she goes, yum, 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 yum. While she's actually eating, she doesn't stop and do it. And I filmed her doing it. Oh, I filmed her doing it. I want to actually do more of it because Mike wanted to do something that made a noise, and so I stopped filming. But I want to do more of it. Maybe I'll make a whole video of it. With the money, Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla would buy a barn, pay off bills, help family, find people we could help. That's lovely. That's lovely. Steve and Tina's Oscar, the dog, would say, walkies and more food. The Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla's dog, Duke, would say, why can't I go? I'm always a good boy. Oh, bless. I love that. Oh, I love that, Duke. If any of you haven't seen Duke, he's not small. Go and check out their channel. He's not a small boy. I think you've got almost a contrast between Steve and Tina's dog. Steve's isn't tiny dog, but he's a fluffy. Sounds like our Rover. Oh, I keep saying Oscar. Who's got Oscar? It's Rover. I know your dog's Rover, don't I? Why have I said Oscar? Whose dog's Oscar? Whose dog is Oscar? If you're watching, your dog's Oscar. Why did I get that? You know I know your dog's Rover. I'm always talking about Rover. I suddenly decided to call him Oscar today. I'm losing it. I'm getting things so mixed up, honestly. I like the way earlier that Steve put Dawn's husband, Mike. Oh, yeah, that's sweet. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla say, I feel like he does say that now when he can't go along. Oh, bless. Oh, he's darling. He really is. I love seeing people's animals on their videos. Really good. Oh, that's sweet. What would my cat say? Oh, I'm doing a funny video on my other channel. In the middle of editing it. It's creative, let's call it. It's creative. And it's my cats, but I'm calling it Cat Kingdom. And I've got crowns on them all. Because I've got four, we got a king, a queen, a prince, and a princess. And it's going to be them telling stories, funny stories, obviously, funny stories. It's going to be Cat Kingdom, so keep your eye out for that. Coming up soon, I would hope. I've still been making, because I'm doing not quite animation, but moving pictures. That is animation, but it's not all moving pictures. I've been doing that for when they tell the stories. So I'm enjoying doing it. Probably get like 0 views, but I'm enjoying it. Oscar is just another way to say Rover. Thank you so much. What a lovely comment. Thanks. That makes me feel better that we're all laughing together. Yes. Okay, let's do another question. In my book, I've written lots of questions out. Oh, this is a good one. What 5 words best describes you? Ooh, just 5 words. What 5 words best describes you? Let me type my words while you're thinking. I'm not going to look at your answers till I've typed 5 things in. That's 2. That's 1. That's 3. 4. My 5th one. I've got to look what I've put so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 1 more. What's my 5th one? What 5 words describe you? I need to think of a 5th one. I'm trying to think of a 5th one. I keep thinking of these. I'm not really. Not really when you get down to it. I can think of words, but it's more than 1 word. And you can only have 5 words. No. I know what to put for my last one. Okay, I'll go read your ones first. There's some comments. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla say our daughter is home shopping. Gosh. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Wishes you all the best. Steve and Tina say we have to use different names for Rover when we don't want him to know we're talking about him. You can always say his name backwards, Revel. He'll still know it because it sounds similar. Okay, Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla. So we're guessing this is Gorilla, has put the 5 words that describes Gorilla. Jeff. Honest, real, I like that about you. Vanilla, Gorilla, friend. I like that. That's lovely. And now out of Steve and Tina Jewel, we know this is Steve. We hope it's Steve and not Tina. It's Steve. Old, grumpy, windy. Pop pop. Oh, that's what you say. Pop pop. Gorilla saying to Steve, that's the weather. Laugh out loud. Do you want my 5? Try and guess what any of my 5 words are before I post it. It's already typed. See if you can guess any of my 5 words. What have I put? That's a good game. And that's when I expect, like, if Mike's watching it, he'd run in, look, run back, type. Fun. Oh, I haven't put fun, but thanks. I was going to put funny, but then you might think that was weird funny. I haven't put fun, but yeah, that's definitely up there. Yeah, fun's good. Reliable. Oh, bless. On time. Grateful. Oh, cool. These are lovely words. That's lovely. I haven't got none of these yet. You're both good guessers on my channel. You've got 5 words. I don't know how many you get. Any guesses? Cheerful. You don't know me. These are my mad hours on my live. Cheerful, that's sweet. Positive. Oh, I should have put that. I'm always on about I'm positive. I should have put that. That should have been my number 1. I didn't put that. Oh, yeah. You should have put hardworking. Oh, bless. See, but that's 2 words. Not that I was going to put that, but there were some things I kept thinking of. I'm like, if it's got to be 1 word. Nearly out of water, must be over an hour, yes. Any more guesses? Any more guesses? Busy. Busy. I haven't put that. I'm going to write these down. Productive. Ooh, haven't put that down. Haven't got any of my 5 yet. So who gets the first one? Who gets the first one? I'm just scrolling up so I can see what you put first. Anyone got one? Mike, what 5 words or a word would you say to describe me? You should just come through to see if it. Don't look at my screen though. See if Mike can get one. Oh, aware. That's a good one. Huh? What did you say? Thoughtful. Oh, I haven't got that one. Mike says I'm thoughtful. That's nice. Okay, I'm going to press post and you'll see what I put. Kind, loyal, frugal, wife. Now I put that because me and Mike were talking the other day and he's always saying I'm a good wife. So I feel it's my role and unique, definitely unique for me because of my condition. Only 3 people in the whole world have my condition. Oh, and I must clarify. Do you remember we were talking last live about bad traits that you have? Perfect. Do you remember? We were talking about bad traits, and I really found difficulty thinking of any bad traits I had. And I said, I'll go and ask Mike, and I'll come back to you and tell you what the bad traits are, he says. And he was thinking for ages. And I said, oh, is there so many you're trying to think of which one? He said, no, I really can't think of anything. So I was so pleased. And I said, we've got to come up with one. I can't go back and say to them, oh, I don't have any bad traits. So in the end, he said, well, it's something that kind of annoys me a little bit that you do. I said, yeah, perfect. So he said, what it is we sit down to watch something on TV or the YouTube, whatever, the YouTube. We'll watch something and we'll start watching it, and then you'll get up and go and get something. And then you'll sit down, and then you'll get up again and go and get a drink and sit down. And you'll keep doing that all the time. So he said, that is your bad trait, that you can't sit still. And I said, well, partly if it's a film, I have to get up and move around. If I sit for too long, that's why I try to not do longer than an hour, because it's hard to get up afterwards. But I said, no, if it's a short thing, or I'll suddenly think, oh, I must write that on my board to talk about in my life, and I get up and go write it down. Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla saying, do you know how to catch that special rabbit unique up on them? That's brilliant. I love that. And I think that's a fantastic way to finish today. We've had a brilliant live. Thank you all for taking part. Thank you to those watching behind the scenes or watching later on. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget, if you're watching this later, to drop me a comment so I can say hello to you personally. Thank you all for being here, and I will be back on Friday on my other channel. Check out the times on the thumbnail that says upcoming, so you'll know what time, because it's earlier than this one. And I will be back on this channel live on Monday. Takes me a while to know what day it is. So see you next time. Until then, Meraki.